Welcome back. Let's go through everything we have learned so far practically. The first thing I'll have to do is cd to the folder where I have my files, and I'm in my folder currently. My folder is git tutorial. The next thing I'll have to do is use the Windows command. If you're using a Mac or using a Linux system, you use the ls command, and let's say these are the files I have in my folder currently. After that, you run the git init command, which I did already. So if you've not done the git init command, go ahead and do it now. After running the command, let's check the status of our files with the git status command. And this is it, no commits yet. These are our untracked files. So for us to track these files and take them from the working directory to the staging area, let's add our files to the staging area with the git add command. Git add -a, capital letter A. And what this does is it adds all the file in our working directory to the staging area. So that's me using the A command. But if I say git add index.css and I press enter and I do git status again, you would see that only the index.css file was added to the staging area. But if we used the git add -a command, it will add everything. So let's add the index.html file and the source.py file at once using the git add -a command. And let's run our git status to see what we have. As you can see, all our files have been taken from the working directory to the staging area with the git add command. Now, after our files are in the staging area, the next thing to do is to commit our files to the local git repository. And the way we do that is by using the git commit command. Git commit -m. The M stands for message, and this message right here is actually very necessary. It's used to describe the version of commit. So you could say initial commit, git commit -m, then you pass in the message in quotation marks, then you press enter. As you can see right here, it says 3 files changed, 22 insertions. Our commit is successful. Now we have successfully taken our files from the working directory to the staging area and to our local git repository. The next thing to do is for us to push our files from our local repository to our remote repository, which is GitHub. And to do that, let's head over to a browser and let's sign into our GitHub account. So if you have signed into your GitHub account, you come over here, you click on new to create a new repository. And I'll do that by saying, let's say tutorial. Let's call this tutorial. Description is optional, and always keep it on public except you have a reason to take it private. Just click on create repository, and that's it. Our repository has been created. Currently, as you can see, we have nothing in our repository. Now I want you to take note of something. This link right here, you can copy that link, you can highlight and copy, or just come over here and click on this button here to copy this link. Now let's go to our local machine and add this repository to our local repository, sort of sync them. So to do that, we would say git remote add. So the next thing we'll do, give our repository a name. Let's just say my repo. This is just like a nickname though, just anything. It's not actually the name of the repository on GitHub. And I'll tell you why we have to pass this name in. After that, after my repo, you paste the URL which you copied from GitHub and you press enter. What happens here is our local Git repository has been connected to our remote Git repository, which is on GitHub. Now let's do git remote, which is a command, to see what we have. As you can see, git remote gives us this nickname which we passed in here. This nickname actually represents this link in our local repository. Our local repository will know this link using this name. So that's why you can call it anything you want to call it. After that, we'll have to push everything in our local Git repository to our remote Git repository, which is on GitHub. And to do that, we'll use the git push command. Let's pass in the U, and we'll pass in the my repo name that we created, and we'll say master, so that it can be added to the master branch. Then you hit enter. Give it a while, and you see counting objects 5 done, new branch, master, and all of that. With these we have pushed everything from our local Git repository to our remote Git repository, which is on GitHub. Now let's go to our GitHub account to see the changes. Now this is our repository on GitHub. Currently we have nothing. Now let's refresh our page to see what we have. And as you can see, we have all our files on our GitHub repository. One commit, one branch, which is the master branch, the index.css file, the index.html file, and the source.py file. For now, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share. Now let's head over to the next video and learn more about Git.